The best you in 7 powerful moves. Are you ready to be the best version of yourself in the best year of your life yet? I'm here to tell you it is possible. I'm very excited to share with you today 7 powerful moves that we can do to achieve this. Every power move builds on and leads to the next power move, so you want to watch until the end of this video. I'm talking about empowered moves. Do them and you're on your way to be the best you. The first powerful move you must make is the most critical and the true foundation for everything else to work best for you. Are you paying attention? Know yourself better this year. While self-discovery takes time, like our whole lifetime, it is a goal worth pursuing every day, or as often and as deeply as we can. This is the most powerful move that we can do that supersedes all else. So we're gonna camp here the longest. I cannot emphasize enough how important knowing ourselves better is. It is the very foundation upon which all the bricks of who we become depend on. An ancient philosopher, Aristotle, once said that knowing oneself is the beginning of all wisdom. Although I don't completely buy it because I believe that humans are not the best judge of themselves, there's some truth to that phrase. I am a Christian woman, so I believe that knowing God, fearing God is the source of true wisdom. And that includes self-knowledge, who, what, and why I believe what I believe. I'm going to stop there because I don't want to be preachy. So let me put it this way. When we don't know who we really are, we're like a busload of travelers who are going somewhere, but we don't know where we're going, why we're going there, and who are we going to take or not. I don't know about you, but for me, that seems like a crazy and hard way to go through life. It takes honesty and lots of courage and work to dig deep inside of us and face squarely the woman that we see there. But like what that one cliche says, the truth will set you free. We need to know who we are so we can be real to ourselves and to others. We need to know who we are so we know where we stand. But we can make adjustments when necessary without compromising our values. Despite my quirks, flaws, or insecurities, I've learned self-acceptance. This gives me more confidence because I know I can always improve on my flaws. Remember though, being true to who we are is not a license to just be and do whatever pleases us without regard to others, or becoming so inflexible in our personality that true growth and good relationships don't have much chance. When you know yourself well, you feel more alive and energized because you know you're living the true you. Life is more full, richer, and vibrant. There are so much more benefits to taking inventory of what makes you you, but we don't have the time to list all of them down here. But I have a couple of suggestions for you, and I'm also going to list down below in the info box a couple of website links that you can go to for an in-depth discussion of self-discovery and finding out why it's really important to know who we are. I highly recommend that you go check them out because they're really very helpful to self-discovery. My first suggestion for you to get to know yourself better is to practice self-reflection at the end of the day. Quickly go over in your mind how your day went. I know it can take courage some days, but remember, we're all not perfect. We're far from it. There will be things in our day that we're proud of, and there will be things that we are less proud of. It's okay. Forgive yourself. Write your thoughts down in a journal. Just write freely how you feel that day, what you thinking of that day. No judgment, just accept. Praise yourself as well if it's merited. After a while, journaling can reveal patterns of thoughts and emotions and actions that can lead us to further self-discovery and self-acceptance later, and eventually maturity. Finding and reading good self-help books on self-discovery and such is also another good way. I've read a good number of them through the years, and some of them were really helpful. As a follower of Jesus, my book is the Bible. It is my source of truth and compass for life. Another way to discover more things about yourself is to invite a commentary from a trusted friend or mentor. I will repeat, a trusted friend. A trusted friend whom you know for sure will speak the truth to you while genuinely loving you and only want what's best for you. While we don't define ourselves by what others think or say about us, receiving feedback from others may help us realize a few things we have not realized about ourselves before. I have a couple of friends that I trust I do this with. This may be a scary exercise and it takes maturity to execute well, but trust yourself and trust your friend. The experience may be more rewarding than risky. Finding a good life coach is also a good idea if it's feasible for you. But if you're a member of a community like a church, for example, you can find someone who would be willing to mentor you, and they usually won't charge you anything. They will mentor you because they care about you. I will say it again. Know yourself better this year and onward. This is your first powerful move this year. Powerful move number 2. Manage your life expectations realistically. Here's the truth. Many times, reality doesn't match with our expectations, and this can lead to frustrations, disappointments, and even anger. What are we going to do to avoid this predicament? While I encourage anyone to boldly pursue what he or she dreams of, I would caution against self-entitlement. The world does not owe us anything, and even if we work so hard to bring about what we really want in life, it may not happen. If it didn't work out, assess the situation honestly, learn from it, accept it, and move forward armed with what we have learned. Don't get angry, get better. And the powerful antidote to disappointment is gratitude. Look for the good things that you already have and be grateful for them instead of being sad for what you don't have. It's okay to want more, but life can be experienced in a much richer way when you're able to appreciate what you already have. Stop comparing yourself to others. Comparison is the thief of joy. Especially when the point of your comparison is to despair instead of inspire yourself. In this world filled of perfect Instagram stories, remind yourself that social media posts are not always realistic. And even in our life social interactions, we don't always know what happens behind closed doors. Another suggestion I have is to assess our expectations honestly. You may be overestimating your skills or resources, or your idea of how happy you would be when you reach your goals. Are your goals realistic? It also pays to remember that not everyone is on the same page with us all the time. Expecting that is out of step with reality. Be careful not to burn important relationships just because someone does not live up to our expectations. This brings us to the next powerful move you can do this year. Choose very carefully whom you surround yourself with. Surround yourself only with people who genuinely want the best for you only. With authentic friends who will be your dependable support system and who in turn will also be your community that you will support and love. These are the friends who will encourage you and support you in your dreams and goals. They will cheer you on and be supportive of you both in words and in action. They are also the people who will speak the truth to you when you need it. They will remind you of who you truly are and what you're capable of when you become unsure of your own self and strength. They genuinely care for you and will support you during the times that you're up and especially when you're down. How does it look like in practical ways? These are the friends who actually take the time to be with you. They don't spend the time only when they have time. They actually find the time and create it to be with you. These are the friends who actually do something for you in real-time action, not just in words like, "Good luck, I'm happy for you." Words can be cheap when not followed by real action. Let me give you a recent example in my life. Timeless Elegance, Ageless Beauty is a channel that I've just recently created. I'd like to offer helpful ideas to everyday women like you and I who desire an elegant lifestyle and elevated mindset. I'm very excited about this new venture, and of course, I share this with friends who are very important to me. It is soon evident which ones are truly supportive of me and my dream. I appreciate them all, I really do. But it's very clear to me who are the ones who are actually supportive of me and my dream. They are the ones who are truly excited about this whole thing because they know I'm excited about it and it's important to me. So they actually do something in support of my dream. They are the ones who actually took the time to follow my channel, watch my episodes, leave me helpful feedbacks on what I have accomplished so far. And they also know I will be doing the same thing for them. Do you get what I'm trying to say, ladies? Be the best you this year by choosing very carefully whom you keep in your tightest circle. Our next power move: aim for peace versus popularity. This is connected to what I was saying earlier about being careful who you surround yourself with. When you know yourself well and you know who your true friends are, you will not succumb to the temptation of being a people pleaser. Elegant ladies do not chase. We attract. You can confidently and kindly say no to things which do not conform with who you are, your time, and your effort. You become selective and more purposeful with your time and the people you spend your life with. Doing this gives you more time and energy to focus on whom and what's more important to you. There will be less chaos in your life. There will be more peace. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying we just live for ourselves and for our own interest only. What I'm trying to say is to be authentic to yourself and others. In the end, this will serve you best and everyone else. Choose peace over people pleasing. Okay, are you ready for the next power move you can take this year? Here it is. Define and set clearly your boundaries for yourself and others. But what are boundaries? Let's keep things simple here. Basically, boundaries are your parameters on what's okay and what's not okay with you. And when we know ourselves well, then we also know our boundaries. When we know our boundaries and are able to communicate that to others, our life is more peaceful. We're able to form better relationships. Your boundaries are not set in stone either. You can change them or adjust them according to your needs and your sense of safety as we grow and mature. When we know our boundaries, we're better able to manage our time, our relationships, our work life, or careers. Knowing our boundaries is one of the key to a fulfilling life. I know setting boundaries is not always easy, and some of us may not even know how. Again, I will encourage you to reflect and study about boundaries. To help you get started in this journey, I have attached a link below in the info box that you can go to so you can learn more about boundaries and how to set them. I think we're ready for our next power move. Upskill and elevate your mind. This year, challenge yourself to learn something new or improve on something that you already know. This is the mindset of an elegant woman. Growth is not stagnant. We want to keep growing by filling our minds with elevated thoughts and ideas and building practical skills. It can be as simple as reading a book on a subject that you have not explored before, like home gardening or interior home decorating, or any of the wonderful books written by the deep thinkers of our time. And if you haven't read the greatest book ever written, bestseller of all time, I highly recommend that you grab a copy today and read it. What book is this? The Bible. Reading this book will not only challenge your mind in the most profound and satisfying way, it can also be your key in finding who you are and the purpose of your existence. Upskill, that's the other buzzword here. The world keeps changing. Don't be left behind. Keep evolving as a woman. Be open to learning new things or improving on the skills that you already know. Develop new interests, enroll in online classes. They're much easier and affordable these days. Surely you've heard of the YouTube Academy. Yes, YouTube is loaded with content on learning how to do a lot of things. I myself use it all the time to learn something new or learn more about something that I already know. These days, you can Google the answer to almost anything. One can say that knowledge is at the very tips of our beautifully manicured fingernails. Just be careful to scrutinize your source and the veracity of it. Knowledge is power. And if you have the right set of skills to match that knowledge, woman, you are unstoppable. Here's your next power move. Stop trying to be happy. What? Has she lost her marbles? Well, I wanted to make sure you're still listening. But I meant it, but perhaps I should say it this way. Seek joy, not happiness. The most marketed commodity these days is the happy pill. The marketing punchline says, more happiness equals better life. It's sold everywhere, ferociously, non-stop, 24/7. And sadly, we all buy it in one degree or another. Not happy today? Grab a Krispy Kreme donut. Feeling lonely? Buy new shoes. Look cool. You're worth it, says another ad. You need a happy fix? Drink Coca-Cola. These are actual ads, and these are just 3 of the thousands. They are selling to us 24/7. Buy the happy pill. But happy doesn't cut it. Happiness is a fleeting emotion. It doesn't last. It ends at some point, and it's largely dependent on circumstances. When the circumstances change and it no longer provides a pleasant emotion, happiness ends. So why pursue something that's fleeting? Don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to cancel happiness. What I'm saying is we must be careful not to confuse happiness with joy. And our culture often uses this term interchangeably, and there is a great difference, big difference, that once you start recognizing it, it can change your life. Joy comes from a deeper sense of delight or happiness, caused by something that is exceptionally good or satisfying. It is a much deeper experience than happiness. Joy goes beyond the dictionary definitions. Is there a better definition for joy? The answer is yes. True joy is limitless, life-defining, and transformative. To some of you, what I'm going to say next may seem like a crazy suggestion, but I'm going to go ahead and say it because I truly believe it, and I've seen it magnificently displayed in the lives of those who have truly found joy. What is true joy and where do you find it? The truest definition of joy is found in the Bible, the Word of God. And here's one of the many verses that speaks about joy. The joy of the Lord is your strength. Nehemiah 8:10. can. Joy does not depend on circumstances or what we have or don't have or who's who in our life or not. It comes from a relationship with God. It comes from that great understanding of His great love for us and the salvation we can have through Jesus Christ alone. May the God of hope fill you with all joy and peace in believing, so that by the power of the Holy Spirit you may abound in hope. Romans 15, verse 13. Therefore, God is the source of true, lasting joy. I know some of you don't believe in God and Jesus Christ, but remember one of the power moves we learned earlier? Challenge yourself to try something new. Why don't you give God a try? What if Jesus Christ is our true joy? Ladies, whatever decision you make today will impact the kind of woman you will be tomorrow and forevermore. And with that, with regards to being the best you, it seems like the best advice is also the simplest. Imagine and define who you want to be, then step towards it. Dream big and then do something about it. Anything. Start small if you like. But act on something. The simple act of moving along may inspire you to go further, one step at a time, to be the best you. Go for it, girl! That's all I have for you today. Please join me next week for a new episode on finding elegance and beauty in our everyday life. In the meantime, you can watch this video that I've produced earlier. Thank you for joining me today, and I hope any of the powerful moves will be useful and helpful to you. This is Liberty, your host and friend, here at Timeless Elegance, Ageless Beauty. Bye!